let's go to Watch This Jerks. Maybe there are some things that we've enjoyed. We watched. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. We watched a couple movies over the break. The first was this horror movie. The whole family watched it. It's called Talk to Me. Are you familiar with that one? Caught my eye right away because it's a brisk 93 minutes, I believe. This is the one that's about the possessed hand, and when you touch the hand, you can like communicate with dead people. It's pretty well done. It's not like super important or anything, but if you're looking for, it is gory. Like it's not really family friendly unless your family is older. But it's a well crafted horror movie. I thought, not the
There's
best.
A lot of Annie Lennox music in that one.
No, it's Australian.
Talk to me.
Is she Australian?
Like lovers do.
No. And I had a difficult time understanding what people were saying with the Australian accent. It took me like 10, 15 minutes for me to like start translating. But it was good. If you like horror movies, give it a shot. We also watched Killers of the Flower Moon over the course of like 3 days. Because that one is 3 hours and 38 minutes, maybe something like that.
Okay.
Got some girth to it.
That's a lot of movie. Yep. I'm very confused by this movie. Like, first of all, Jason Isbell was great in it.
I agree. He did a great
did
job.
Such a good job.
He comes off like such a creepy, like curious vibe to him in that movie.
The reason why his part is especially good is because overall the movie has no protagonists or likable characters for the most part. And the ones that might be have really no lines or really small parts. So for the most part, you're watching mostly unlikable characters. And with Isbell's character, you're not sure if you even like him or not. But you know that someone who Leonardo DiCaprio's character, who's very unlikable, doesn't like him. So that's sort of like you want to like him. Anyway, did you think it was weird, Chip, that they made a 3.5 hour movie with no likable characters and like you're not even?
I mean, it's a difficult story to tell. I mean, because it's based on a book that's based on reality, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew what I was getting into because I have read the book.
Right.
So yeah, but yes, it's not the feel good story of the year.
But if you look at the social media ad marketing, it like sort of is selling it as like a love story.
That's exactly what they're selling it as. Yes.
And when you watch the movie, you're like, wait, what's the opposite of a love story?
It's a pretty dark love story. Like
it's literally the opposite of a love story, and it's long. And you're watching these characters who are like
a long movie. It almost feels like it should have been a 3-part miniseries, right?
Yep.
Like, but that's how you watched it. So
I made it. We definitely turned it into that
cinema.
But I don't know. Like, I feel like it's like, hey, we made a movie about horrible abuse and more than abuse of Native American, this thing in history that happened to a specific thing in history that happened to Native American people. But let's tell it from the side of the white men who committed the crime, the atrocities. And it's like, I don't know, like maybe like we should have learned more about the Native American people who were what we're trying to, gotta feel sympathetic for them. I don't know. It seemed like not a great movie, but Isbell was great. I gotta say, like I wish he was in it more.
Yeah, so do I. I hope
I'm sure he's going to get some. He's got to get a lot of offers. Although he fixed his teeth right after that.
Yeah. But
Leonardo must have had like thousands of dollars worth of work done on his mouth to make his teeth look like Isbell's. Did you notice? Like it's like everyone's teeth are all jacked up.
Yeah, but I mean, if that's what he wants, if he wants, like he doesn't want to go into full-time acting. I don't think, but like, yes, I think he did. He handled himself very well in that movie.
And his scenes are only with Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Just talking to him like.
So you guys like on a text chain now, the three of you?
No.
me and Leo.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Leo.
Yeah, Leo
Yeah.
and Jason and Chip.
Yes, and
Just-
Chip. Yeah.
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 Like, hey, what's going on? Not much, just hanging out at the ravine. And Leo's like, oh, ravines. There was a ravine in Titanic.
Hey, we all have nice teeth now. Finally. All right, what else are we watching?
I watched the Zack Snyder epic sci-fi joint Rebel Moon on Netflix.
It's supposed to be bad.
It's not great.
Oh.
It's
Do you need to wait for the director's cut of it?
Oh my god, it's like I can't believe they're doing that, and I
Wait, are they really?
yeah.
Is there a black and
Oh, I
white
thought you
version
were
of
making
this
it.
too?
You didn't know that's a real thing
No, because it's so ridiculous. Why would it be a thing?
because for some reason Netflix let him release the movie, and I'm the happy idiot that's like, oh, they released it. I'll watch it. I have nothing better to do this evening. And then like the next day, I'm like, and there's gonna be a rated R Zack Snyder director's cut of this as well. I'm like, this is Netflix. He had complete creative control from the beginning. So it's like just like a marketing thing at this point that they're doing two versions, and it's sort of annoying. The movie itself. So if for those who don't know, this was originally Zack Snyder's pitch to Lucasfilm on what he wanted to make as a Star Wars movie, and they turned it down. So Netflix said, you can make your Star Wars movie for Netflix. And he said, great. And he just, kind of retooled it. So, instead of it being Luke Skywalker or
Oh, you're
whatever,
kidding.
it's this lady now.
Did he really retool it too much? Because
No,
all of
he
the
did
previews
not.
just look like it
Yes.
wants to be Star Wars.
Oh, it doesn't want to be Star Wars. It is Star Wars. It's Star Wars.
But it's not good.
No, it's Seven Samurai is the other big influence on this movie. Or if you're like me, the Magnificent Seven.
Why does he have the most boring influences ever?
It's just that's
Or
the
not
whole
most
movie.
boring influence, but just like the things that have influenced
There's a
too many things
full-on
already.
there's a full-on cantina scene. Like it doesn't even pretend it's not. Like it's beat for beat the cantina scene from Star Wars. It's so weird when you're watching it. I'm like, and I'm alone in my house, and I'm sitting there, and I said, I swear to God, if some scruffy guy in a long jacket comes up to them and says, I could get you where you need to go, I'm gonna turn this movie off. And then the scruffy guy comes up and goes, I can get you where you need to go. And I'm like, oh fuck this movie. I still watched it.
I knew you didn't turn it off.
No, I didn't turn it off. But I'm like, God damn it.
I'm
That's
at least
so
glad
weird.
you knew when you should have turned it off.
Yeah, the problem.
That's progress right there.
You're almost all grown up.
Oh my God. And it's visually very, it's a great looking movie.
Okay.
It's not offensive to look at. It's not even like it's not offensively bad. Like you're not watching this going, oh, this is just hurts me to watch. It's just so derivative that it's laughable.
Nice. Well, I'll skip that.
I can't wait for the
Thank you for
second
your
one.
service. I'm gonna pass. Like it's not even as good as the bad Star Wars movies. It's got a 20. What was this? 23%. That's low even for Rotten Tomatoes. 23.
Yeah. It should have it's
Even the audience score sucks.
Ugh.
So
yeah.
all right, what else?
Yep.
I'll get off this moon kick that we're on and go to asteroids.
Womp womp.
Well, I watched Asteroid City. It was on Amazon Prime. That's the latest
Wes
Anderson.
Yeah.
That is he made another Wes Anderson movie. So if you like Wes Anderson type dialogue and visuals, and the same cast of actors that are in all the other
Yes.
Wes Anderson movies for the most part.
You mean my daughter? If you're my daughter, yes.
Yeah,
She-
it's not his best, I would say. It's got good scenes, and there's still parts that make me chuckle, and I appreciate like certain like scenarios that they have, and they're clever. But as an overall like arcing movie, it doesn't have like a real great plot that's holding it all together. But I don't know. Tom Hanks is in it.
All right.
It's
I'm sure
not
it
like
looks
the
cool.
Elvis movie where you're wondering why Tom Hanks is in it. You're like, oh, I like Tom Hanks in this. It's good.
He has less shit on his face in this movie.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
good. That's good.
And he's not
always a plus.
he's not
No
trying to
weird
talk in a
accent?
weird accent. It's just like he doesn't even talk like in a Wes Anderson accent, like where everybody is just kind of like monotone.
Mm-hmm.
He just talks kind of like normal Tom Hanks would talk. Which he's like the only person in the movie probably not talking like Wes Anderson's telling them to talk.
He's not doing this thing where everyone talks like this. Did you
Correct.
did you hear that they're going to be watching a movie called Asteroid City? Yes, I heard there's going to be a movie called Asteroid City. What is everyone going to be doing in the movie? They're going to be in the movie.
Yes.
There.
Insane.
Right. Oh, so you've seen it.
Yes.
All right, what else?
I got around to watching the Jasper Mall documentary.
Is it one of those abandoned mall things?
It's not abandoned, it's a dying mall.
Okay.
So it's a documentary about a mall in Alabama that was done by the same company. I'm not sure if it's the same director or not that did the New Orleans theme park one that I watched as well.
I remember you talked about that. Yep.
Closed until further notice or something like that. I forget what that one's called. So Jasper Mall, it's like you would recognize the mall. Like we all know this mall, right? Like it's like got one anchor store that's just kind of still like hanging on, and then like all the random like stores that are inside it. You know, like got a couple. You're like, why is there still like a Bath and Body Works here? Like what's going on? Like
it's a Bath and Body Works next to like 10 empty stores. Or,
yeah.
Okay.
But it like takes place for the most part. It's following the janitor. Like he's like the janitor and security for this mall. And previously he owned his own zoo. So like Tiger King type type zoo. But he's like a really like nice, personable guy. And it's just like going around and like talking to all like the tenants that run the stores and following his day of like him trying to make this like he's taking on like a lot of burden, like way too much burden for like keeping this mall like going. Like he's like calling up people like, hey, like Subway just left. Like, can we get like a restaurant in here? Because we need a restaurant.
He's the janitor?
Yeah, like janitor / security.
And why is it his job to book tenants?
I think just because he's like got that character to him, like that he's like
interesting.
This
that
is
sounds
mine.
interesting.
Like I need so yeah, it's interesting. Like it there's some parts in it that they could have like tightened up a little bit, but like overall it's just like a good like, oh yeah, like this is every mall in America for the most part right now. And I think it was filmed in 2018, came out in 2020. And then of course I had to look up to see like afterwards, like, hey, it's
still there.
This thing can't be there, right? It's still there.
Where do you watch this?
Amazon Prime.
Okay. I have that. I'm happy to report.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a good watch. It's only like 90 minutes too, so not a big investment.
Cool. On the TV side, Mrs. Chibi and I started and finished the series Love Has Won. What's it called? The Cult of Mother God. It's on HBO. That's the new cult show. It's only 3 episodes though. It's nice and short. This one is, I mean, they're all pretty disturbing, but this one's very disturbing, I gotta say. It's about like a woman who thinks she's God, and she starts basically like live streaming, and people just come to her house and start like moving in, and they all just hang out and smoke weed and do mushrooms all day and other stuff, and sell like weird medicines over the internet to make money. And I don't know, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's pretty fucked up. Not like sex wise or anything, but just it's very creepy and fucked up. And if you like these cult documentaries, you're gonna like that one. That's on HBO. Love Has Won.
Is anyone else watching the Percy Jackson show? Ship, looking at you. Are you watching Percy Jackson on Disney Plus?
Not yet. It's on our watch list, but I haven't started it yet.
It's good. It's good for good fun for the whole family. That show's really good, actually. I highly recommend Percy Jackson on Disney Plus.
Ty read all the books, so maybe he would be interested in
I
that.
think, yeah. I mean, I saw the original movies, so
sure. We've seen those.
Those are bad, I think.
They're not. The first one's pretty good.
Okay.
The second
Pretty
one's
good.
not
Yeah.
not great, but it's okay.
So if you watch the first movie, you're going to be aware of what's going on, but it's also different enough where you're like, oh, this is better than that movie we watched. So, and it also obviously fleshes it out a bit more because it's a TV series and not just a movie.
A lot more talking in hallways.
No, yeah, a lot less talking in hallways, actually.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just, again, it's Percy Jackson. For those who don't know what Percy Jackson is, he's the son of Poseidon, and someone
Set in
stole
modern times.
and he has to go to camp Half-Blood to learn what that means, and then he has to go on a quest to stop the gods from going to war.
Did this
with each
come
other.
out before or after Harry Potter?
This came out after Harry Potter.
I was gonna say this. I was trying to remember if this was like it felt kind of I don't know, like it was just riding the coattails.
Derivative.
Yeah,
it's definitely a little derivative of Harry Potter. There's no getting around that. I mean, it's the same. It's like a trio, the trio of friends. It's this,
All right.
it just has that Greek god angle, and they're
Can he
not
control
British.
water? The Poseidon guy, Percy.
I'm not spoiling any of this.
Well, if he's Poseidon's son, obviously he has water powers at some point, right? You don't have to spoil it. Does he, when he's at the camp, because this is how you can tell if it's like a good show or realistic or all, when he's at the summer camp, do they use his powers to like unclog the toilets and stuff? Because I feel like that would really come in handy and be like,
no joke.
They do that.
Does happen.
Yeah, because you'd have to. Because if you've ever been to summer camp, that's, there's duty problems. The toilets aren't great, and these kids, they're active. So
it does have high Rotten Tomato score too. So
Okay.
there's that for you too.
Okay, so we're on the same wavelength. It sounds like.
Yeah. No, it's a good show. It's
Okay.
it's well made. It's something that my wife and I are watching together, and we don't have that many shows that we both like. So
Interesting.
it's nice
But
to
none
have
of
something.
the kids, not the kids.
No, my kids don't like to watch anything we're watching.
Okay.
Right now, Elliot and I are watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy together because he
Okay.
started reading the books, so he wants to watch the movies, and we watched the first two movies. So
Nice.
those hold up, by the way. Those Lord of the Rings
I
movies,
bet
they do. They look fantastic.
they're on
There's
in
something-
4K. I think on HBO.
On HBO
Max
Max,
or
they're in 4K. And let me tell you, there's something to be said about filming in real environments and not using green screen technology to make it seem like you're filming on real environments, where 20 years later, you're like, oh yeah, this is...
Dude, forget about the
Spectacular.
the fucking environments, like that Killers of the Flower Moon. People getting shot a lot in that movie, and it's the fucking CG blood. I mean, get the fuck out of here. You're gonna make a 3.5 hour movie and then use CG blood? Like,
Wait, did they?
There's definitely at least one scene where the fucking blood splatter looked so bad, so bad.
I don't know if it was.
I don't know. I'm not saying in every one, but just
It
one
might have
I
been.
looked at.
I might not have seen that. That might have been when I went to the restroom.
Yeah. See, that's great about watching at home. All right, so that's Percy Jackson. What else we got here? There's a lot on this list. We're very busy.
I know. We are very busy. We took 2 weeks off, and 1 week was like a holiday week. I watched What If, the animated Marvel season,
Mhm.
season 2.
Season 2. We have not begun that either.
Season 2 is better than season 1. I did not like season 1, and
We
I
liked
kind
season
of...
1 a lot.
That's funny. I didn't love season 1. Season 2 I thought was really good. I think it did a better job of it being more of a what if scenario.
Can you tell
if
us what
that
they
makes
are?
sense.
So I know which ones I might be interested in, if any.
I mean, I don't know if I could do them all off the top of my head. Like one of them
the
is
first one's all tied together in season
Yeah.
1. Is that
Oh.
they do that again in season 2?
they sort of do, but not as
Okay.
much. Like the first one is what if Yondu took Peter Quill's ego when he was a kid? So it's what is one of them. One is what if Iron Man didn't make it through the wormhole in New York City? What if he, got stuck in space? What if,
It's just his dead body floating through space for 28
no,
minutes.
he gets they
I
make
know,
it so
What
basically.
else? Anything
it's
with
Iron
Wolverine?
Man,
Anything
No,
with
there's
Wolverine? or
No, there's no Wolverine. There's
What
a
about,
couple of there's a captain. There's 2 Captain Carters.
Nobody wants that.
She's like the main character of the season is Captain Carter.
I don't like that.
Why? You don't like Captain Carter?
I really don't know anything about Captain Carter.
You don't need
What's
to.
her powers?
She's Captain America.
Oh, but she's
did
Captain
you-
Carter.
Did you watch the first Captain America movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Everybody
Remember-
watched that.
Okay. You know how
I could do this all day.
Yes. You know how
Thank
Steve Rogers goes in the machine and he becomes Captain
Yeah,
America?
yeah.
And then Peggy Carter wants to bone him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What if something happened and Peggy Carter went in the machine instead of Steve
Oh,
Rogers?
that's-
Wasn't that season? That was season 1.
That is season
Okay.
1. And that character still
Continues.
exists in her universe.
Got it. Okay. Got
Okay.
it. I got it.
So
I don't like it. I
there's
still
that.
don't like
yeah.
it.
I
I
didn't
mean, it's
say you
okay.
had
Maybe
to.
maybe I could get into it.
But no, I enjoyed it. It's quick. They're 20-minute episodes. It's really well animated, and yeah, I don't know.
What if the
Fun.
Hulk was really tiny?
Yeah, that's not one of them.
Oh.
That's
It could
not-
work.
Good. It could be
work.
good in season
It
3.
could be good.
Season 3, they already announced it's coming out soon.
Yeah, so there you go.
Did
I'll
you
watch
guys
that.
watch the Chappelle, the new Chappelle?
I saw a clip or two, and that was enough for me.
There's no jokes in it.
Yeah,
I watched
that's what
the whole thing waiting for the funny jokes or any jokes. There's just literally 60 minutes of like no jokes.
That's how
Did
we
you
do it
watch
in
the-
Ohio.
Did you watch the Pete Holmes special that I told you to watch?
No, I forgot about that.
You should watch that. That's lots of jokes. It's
A lot-
very
a
funny.
lot of- I wasn't offended by the Chappelle one, other than that there were no jokes in a comedy special that I watched for an hour. That part offended me a little, but other than that,
I tried to watch the Pete Davidson one that
Okay.
came out yesterday.
yeah.
I made it like 10 minutes in.
Oh,
And I was like, it's like he starts off with like, you know, when you're on ketamine, and I'm like,
no.
I can't, I don't. This shows.
I
this-
mean, I don't either, but
it's like this just isn't for me. It's not. I mean, maybe it's good for someone might like it, but I was like, yeah, no, this isn't working for me.
I don't know. I went to get a vitamin D IV, like last like a year ago or so, and the woman told me that they also offer ketamine treatments. So it's pretty mainstream now. He's trying to upsell me on the ketamine. Howard said he liked the Pete Davidson special, or at least the beginning. But speaking of Howard, he was talking about the George Carlin AI generated stand-up comedy thing that just dropped like 2 days ago. And I know that Howard's a huge Carlin fan. So when he said that he watched the first 15 minutes of it and it was actually funny and good, I was very surprised. So I checked it out and it was funny and good. Like a lot of jokes. Like like I've seen plenty of George Carlin specials. The AI voice isn't perfect, but the content was so good that I honestly don't believe it was all AI generated. I feel
It can't be, and they
it's too
deny
good.
it. They're already denying that they wrote anything. They're like, no, it is. It's all AI, and it's a new AI program, and we're under NDA. And I'm like, no.
Okay, I mean, but there's truth. There's like levels to that, right? Like how much is are they prompting it to get these? Because it's a fully formed 1 hour. It's not just an hour of random George Carlin jokes. It's a fully formed comedy special where the bits flow into each other.
The transitions are flawless. That was the thing that I was looking for. Also, if this is AI, but it's funny. It's
just funny.
It's really funny.
I'm going to play you a clip. You want to hear a clip? I have 2 clips lined up.
Sure, you play a clip. I listened to pretty much all of it.
Because Ship doesn't believe it. I think Ship is skeptical. I think this one, the first clip, I forget what the first clip is about, but I don't think they need any setup.
You ever think about how glad the CEO of 7-Eleven must have been that 9/11 didn't happen 2 months earlier? They would have had to change their name, which honestly they should do anyway. 7-Eleven referred to their original hours when the company was founded, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. But now they're open 24 hours. They should change it to something that makes more sense, like 24/7 or diarrhea hot dogs or diarrhea pizza.
I like diarrhea. That's not the best, like, here, try this one.
Because Americans love reality TV.
This is more
like
real.
it or not.
Yeah.
It's the lifeblood of American culture. It's got the 4 basic food groups of the standard American media diet. Fighting and crying and fucking and dying. The James Webb Telescope is sending back crystal clear images of light from stars that died billions of years ago. Stars that were formed in the crucible of creation. These are snapshots of the birth of the known universe. The moment existence itself was born. And nobody gives a shit. Because a picture of space has no fighting, no crying, no fucking, no dying.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. It's pretty good. And it's
it's funny
topical.
also when you listen to it outside of like just on the outside, I don't think it sounds like George Carlin.
A little.
I think the cadence,
it goes in and out. It goes in and out. It's in and
Yeah.
out. It's in and out. But the content, forget about what it sounds like. The content is good. Like, and those are just short clips, and he goes into like everything that like George Carlin hated: politicians, cops, like billionaires, like just it's very, I don't know. You should check it out. It's called I'm Glad I'm Dead. So if you just look that up on YouTube, he even talks about what is he like as an AI, and I don't know. It fucking blew my mind. I actually can't stop thinking about it, to be honest.
No, it's funny because AI comes up a lot in my day to day. So I sent it to my boss. I'm like, you have to listen to this. It's crazy.
Yeah, I sent it to a lot of my friends.
He's a big AI guy. Yeah.
Anything else? What's this Echo? I saw there's a new Marvel thing called Echo, and I figured you could tell me what it is. I wouldn't have to do any research.
Sure.
It's
No.
a spin-off of Hawkeye.
It's a spinoff of the Hawkeye show. She was on Hawkeye.
Oh.
She also is, I think, a Brian Michael Bendis creation character from New Avengers. She was an Avenger when the Avengers rebooted about 20 years ago. What can she do?
Just tell me what she can do.
In the comics, she kind of has like Taskmaster powers where she could kind of mimic when she sees something for the first time. But they kind of nerfed her for the show. At least as far as I could tell, she doesn't have any actual powers.
Oh.
As much as she's just a really skilled fighter. She's also deaf and she only has one leg.
No, that's not true.
That is
true.
That is 100% true.
She has one leg?
She has a
prosthetic.
Oh, okay.
prosthetic leg.
I was just gonna see, like, she's like,
It's not that famous Amy Poehler character from the early aughts. I got one leg and I like to fart. No, not that.
Oh no, I'm thinking more Monty Python, the night with one hopping around on one leg.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Gonna kick your ass.
I'll kick your ass. No, I watched the first episode. It does a lot of the things you want to see in the first episode, but I also don't know if I feel the need to kind of to stick with it, to be honest.
She needs superpowers.
They released all episodes at once. I'm sure I'll give it a shot, but I'm not going to carve out time to watch it. I'm going to just have to have the time to watch it.
Word.